So for now, it's farewell. But the Oilers will be back. And we will see the greatest hockey player of all time lift the Stanley Cup. It might be next year. But in the meantime, Matt Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers are fucking probably drinking 100,000 beers tonight with Lord Stanley. Forza Edmonton. Forza McDavo. Forza Leon Draisaitl. Forza Stuart Skinner. They will be back. When? I sure hope it's next year. On that note, GG's to the Panthers. Edmonton Oilers should have won the Stanley Cup, but they didn't. I'm not petty about it. I'm just upset. I'm just upset. McDavo will be back. It's just tough, man. Cheers. Guess who's back? Back again. Davo's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Da-na-na. What did I say? I said this last year. If you've been listening to the channel for a year, I said they will be back. And you'll see in the beginning of this video, from when they lost in the Stanley Cup Final in Game 7 to the Florida Panthers, I said they will be back. I said we will see Connor McDavid, the best hockey player of all time, lift the Stanley Cup. And they are back. How fast does time fly? We are already in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Oilers knocked off the Dallas Stars in 5 games. 6-3 convincing victory in Dallas tonight. Victor Arvidsson, 1 assist, +1. Evan Bouchard, +1. Leon Draisaitl, 2 assists, +2. Ekholm, first game back since April 11th. 1 assist, +2. Trent Frederick, 1 assist, +2. Adam Henrique, 1 assist, +1. Matthias Janmark, 1 goal. Crazy goal. Huge goal, +1. Kasperi Kapanen, 1 goal. Empty netter, +1. John Klingberg, -1. Brett Kulak, +3. Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid, dude. What did I say about Connor McDavid last year? If you've been part of the channel, all 6 subscribers that I have. What did I say about Connor McDavid? He would be back in this position. Him and the Oilers and Draisaitl will be back in this position to lift Lord Stanley Cup. I believed in Connor since he stepped foot in this league. I never doubted him for a single second. Look at that. Connor McDavid signature on my hat. No big deal. Dude, the goal he scored tonight was the same goal he scored back in Edmonton when he just put the dagger in the Stars. Dude, this guy, he's on a mission this year, man. I'm telling you, this entire team's on a mission this year. And they're missing Zach Hyman and they're missing Connor Brown. Dude, this team's a wagon. Don't sleep on the Oilers, bro. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, yeah, -1. Whatever. Corey Perry, the Worm? The Worm, dude? What a goal. What a pass by Connor, by the way. But what a goal by the Worm. Back-to-back huge goals by the Worm. And Stuart Skinner. Unbelievable tonight. And that's not the only Skinner I want to talk about. How about Jeff Skinner? Gets called back into the lineup. His second ever career playoff game. Scores a goal. Scores a crucial goal. Dude, this team is a wagon. Jake Wallman, what an addition. What an offensive defenseman he is. He handles the puck so well in their own zone. Like, there are so many times where he was dancing around the back of the net with Marshman coming at him or anybody who's pressing Jake Wallman in the back of the net of the Edmonton Oilers. This guy was just dancing around the net. He was doing his thing. He is so calm and collective on the puck. This team is such a wagon, dude. And I literally said that they will be back a year ago. And guess what? They're back. And Davo's back, dude. They're going to win the cup this year. I'm seeing deja vu with this Florida Panthers team. With the other Florida team, the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning, if you don't know, went to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals. Yes, they won 2 of them. But the third one, Nate Dogg and the Colorado Avalanche just absolutely fucking worked them up and down the ice, because no matter how much treatment these guys get, no matter how much time off the ice they put into their bodies and everything, and the nutrition and the recovery, and dude, going to 3 Stanley Cup Finals, like, if you never played sports before, not even that, dude, if you never even just put your body through physical pain in any sort of way, whether that's working out, running, cycling, swimming, walking, playing basketball, anything, dude. You know how hard it is to go to 3 Stanley Cup Finals and win consecutively without, like, laying an egg? Dude, this is the 3rd trip to the finals the Panthers have been in. This is unbelievable. And shout out to the Florida Panthers. Yes, they waxed the Leafs. Yes, I have the Leafs thing on my wall. I'm a Leaf fan by default, Connor McDavid stan. Okay? My dad brought me into this Leaf disaster when I was a child. But my dad also put me on Connor McDavid. He brought me to a game, me and my brother and my cousin Matthew, when we saw Connor McDavid as a 16-year-old playing with the Erie Otters. Okay, so I've been a McDavid stan my entire life. I watched this guy's entire career. So I have every single right to vote for Connor McDavid, or root for him, I should say. Besides that, you know how hard it is to just go play 3 Stanley Cup Finals? Like, the Oilers are on one this year. They are a wagon, okay? This team is different. And they're going to play this cup final without Zach Hyman. Connor Brown will probably make an appearance, like we saw with Matthias Ekholm tonight. He came back from his injury. He hasn't played a game since April 11th. That's a long-ass time ago. That's a day after my birthday, okay? That is a long-ass time ago. We're talking Stanley Cup playoffs. This guy came back and looked like he wasn't even injured. Like, he is unbelievable, and he is such an X factor. He was the main reason why he blocked a shot, and then Connor McDavid went on a breakaway and scored a goal. Dude, he is so crucial to this team, and I'm so happy that he's back, because they're gonna need him in this cup final. They're gonna need him to compete with the Panthers, and it's gonna be so tough, dude. It's gonna be hard. We know this, but the amount of hockey I've seen and watched, and how much it drains the human body out of everything. I know the Panthers are a wagon. I know they are. But dude, like, don't take it for granted. Going to 3 cup finals is not like, it's not a coincidence. Yes, they're a wagon, but like, at the same time, it's like, you know how hard that is on the body and everything? Like, I just think it's the Oilers' time to win the cup. If it's going to be somebody, if it's going to be a Canadian team to bring the cup home back to Canada, it's going to be McDavid and the Oilers. It's going to be. It's always meant to be like that. It was never going to be the Leafs. It was never going to be the Habs when they went to the cup final against Tampa Bay. It was never going to be the fucking Canucks. It was never going to be the Calgary Flames. It was never going to be the Winnipeg Jets. Like, it's always McDavid and the Oilers. And rightfully so, because this Connor McDavid has single-handedly, like, you want to talk about fucking playoff stats? This guy's up here with Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky. He has, dude, the production McDavid is doing in the postseason, and the numbers he's putting up is absolutely astronomical compared to what has happened way before his time. Like, he's up there with the greats, dude. So is Nathan McKinnon. So is Draisaitl. But Connor McDavid is the leading horse of this hockey team. He is dragging this team into a position where they need to be in. And they have every single right to be in this position. And I said this a year ago, that they would be back. And guess what? They're back. And they deserve to be back. Yes, they went down 2-0 to LA. Sure. But guess what happened? What happened to LA? They fell apart. Yes, I know that fucking coach's challenge on that goaltender interference caused the series. If you want to say that, sure. The Oilers would have waxed them in 7 anyways. Vegas didn't stand a chance. Lost in 5. Dallas Stars. Everyone's talking about Dallas Stars, their depth, their depth, their depth. Their best players were all negative in 5-on-5 hockey. On 5-on-5, their best players were all negatives. So you want to talk about fucking depth? Look at the Edmonton Oilers. These guys are finding ways to score goals through up and down the lineup. So don't disrespect the Edmonton Oilers. And I know everybody's going to gas the Panthers, and I'm sure they're going to be favorited on every single fucking sports book in the world to win the cup again. But you're gonna sleep on Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl to win the cup this year, this time around, after what they just went through this postseason, after what they just experienced last postseason? No, dude, don't give me that fucking shit, okay? I sound heated because I am, but I'm also so happy. Yes, Connor McDavid touched the fucking Western Conference Final trophy. Sure, they deserve to touch that thing. They didn't touch it last year. They lost in 7. If you look at Connor's post game press conference with Gene Principe on the ice, Gene, the first thing he asked him was, "Why'd you touch the puck? I know it's a whole thing. This, that, the other." Connor said, "Oh, we didn't touch it last year. We'll touch it this year, and we'll see what happens." Rightfully so. And you saw on the way out, Draisaitl had the cup in his hands with pride, because this team deserves it. They deserve to win that trophy. They deserve to fucking walk off that rink with pride, because this team has been through hell and back from last season through this season. Everybody counted them out through the regular season because they played like shit so many times throughout the year. Dude, this team is different. And in the beginning of the year, I know the Chicklets guys and everybody else under the moon said they got older, they got slower, they got whatever. They're finding ways to win. And there's a reason why they're in this position now. And they have every single right to be in this position. This team deserves to be here. This team deserves to lift up that fucking trophy, the Western Conference trophy, and walk away with it into the dressing room and be proud of themselves, because they deserve it. They knocked off the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars in 5 games in back-to-back series. You know, the Western Conference is way more stacked. Not way more stacked, but the Western Conference is much harder, I would say, than the Eastern Conference. I would think Winnipeg gives Carolina a run. Like, there's so many matchups you could think of. The Western Conference is stacked, dude. When you come up against Nate Dogg, when you come up against Mikko Rantanen and the Dallas Stars, when you come up against Nate Dogg and the Avalanche, you come up against Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, I know Connor Hellebuck's numbers in the playoffs are not the best, but dude, they're still a wagon. They won the President's Trophy. Like, give me a goddamn break. They brought the Stars to 6. The Edmonton Oilers waxed them in 5. They won 1 game on their home ice in the first game of the series. And yes, this game right now, tonight, I thought the Oilers were going to pull a replica of the first game. Up a couple goals and blew it due to stupid penalties. Brett Kulak, stupid penalty. They scored off that. And guess what? I was shaking in my boots. Yes. But the Oilers found a way. And guess who scored the fucking goal after that? Connor McDavid. Dude, this team is destiny. This team is destined to win. And they will be the first team in 32 years to bring the cup home back to Canada. And yes, I'm a Leaf fan. I'm a Connor McDavid stan, like I just preached before. My dad put me on McDavid when he was a 16, 14-year-old. When I was 8, 9, 10, my dad was telling me about Connor McDavid. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for Connor McDavid. This is why I'm rooting for the Oilers. Like, this team deserves to win the cup. And you'll see when I put in the beginning of the video, when I talked about the series last year against Florida, I said they will be back. And guess what? They are back. And they deserve to be back. This team's a wagon. This team deserves to be here. 6-3 final in Dallas, Game 5. That's not a coincidence, dude. This team just knows how to win. And they deserve to be here. Game 1, Stanley Cup Final, Florida Edmonton rematch. Game 1, June 4th. We'll see where this goes. This time the Oilers have home ice. If it goes to 7, I would not want to be playing in Edmonton in a Game 7. In a cup final. I'll tell you that much. I think this is the year. I think this is it. I think this is the year Connor McDavid lifts the Stanley Cup. I said this last year. I will always root for this guy. It's not like they got waxed last year. They went to Game 7. They came back from 3-0. It's not going to be like that this time. This team is going to put an absolute effort in to win this fucking Stanley Cup. And when they do win the Stanley Cup, I don't want to hear another fucking thing about people talking shit about Connor McDavid. Every single Connor McDavid hater says, oh, here's all this stats, all this, that, and the other. Where's his cup? Where's his cup? Dude, he's winning the cup. He's going to win the cup. He's going to win the cup. 97. Crosby lost his first cup final. Won the next year. Gretzky lost his first cup final. Won the next year. This is destined to be for Connor McDavid. He lost his cup final last year. He's back in the finals. He's going to win the Stanley Cup. The Edmonton Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup. They are. Whether you like it or not, this is our game. Us Canadians, this is our game. I don't care how long it's been since the Canadian team won a Stanley Cup. This will forever be our game. And Connor McDavid will lift the Stanley Cup. And I don't want to hear a fucking single word from any single hater about this guy. Because the numbers he's putting up in the postseason is unmatched. He's up there with the Lemieux and the Gretzkys of the world, okay? So miss me with the bullshit about Connor McDavid not having a Stanley Cup. Dude, you want to talk about fucking playoff clutch performers? Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are up there with some of the greats, okay? So when the Oilers lift the Stanley Cup, I don't want to hear a fucking peep out of anybody who hates on Connor or hates on the Oilers or hates on any Canadian team in general. Specifically Connor McDavid, because obviously he's the face of the league. He's the best player ever. And this is going to be a series. This is going to be a series. This is going to be a great series. And the Oilers are going to win the cup. And I cannot wait. I'm not manifesting. I'm confident. And I cannot wait to see Davo lift that Stanley Cup. I cannot wait to see Gary Bettman say, Connor McDavid, it's your honor. Come hoist the Stanley Cup. And he's going to do exactly just that. And this team is so good, man. Just get Connor Brown back in the lineup. Zach Hyman, I know he's going through surgery, and that's unfortunate for them. But as you see tonight, they could find a way. And they found a way. And they're going to find a way to beat the Florida Panthers. Because going to three straight cup finals is not easy to do. And it's a lot of strain on the body. I don't care how much treatment you get. I don't care how much saunas you rip. I don't care how much treatment or whatever. Forza McDavo. Forza Oilers. Bring it home, boys. Connor, bring it home, dude. I would be so happy when this guy lifts the Stanley Cup. Bring it home, Davo. Cheers.